Hi class, I wanted to briefly review with you your assignments for week 3. You have a discussion assignment that is due by Saturday. In this assignment, we will be focusing on the Americans with Disabilities Act. Your assignment is to write a one-page diversity policy for employees with special needs. We're talking specifically at a large chain of beauty salons. You're acting as a consultant to advise them on a diversity policy, specifically with people with special needs. They state that 1% of their employees have speech, hearing, visual, physical, or mental disabilities. So in your policy, the first thing you need to talk about is the diversity needs to be addressed. Imagine what kind of issues having these disabilities would cause at a beauty salon. How do you need to tackle those issues? Secondly, how would you attract and retain diverse employees? Again, put yourself in the position of a consultant at a beauty salon. If you wanted to keep a diverse set of employees, how would you go about doing that? Then finally, I want some very tangible, specific plans for you to give to management. You should tell them, do this, do that, do this. And that's how you should retain people with special needs. In this section, you should have very actionable suggestions that are convincing to management. Make sure you take the time to read at least 2 of your fellow classmates' posts and respond to them appropriately. You also have a paper that is due on Wednesday. Please note that this is a 100-point paper like the other weeks, which means your 2 large papers are back-to-back in weeks 4 and week 5. So prepare your time appropriately for that. In this paper, you are still a business consultant, but this time you are working with the National Minority Supplier Development Council. Basically, we're taking a United States company and planting it overseas. So they have some legal questions about what's going to happen with having a United States company overseas. In your summary, which should be about 2 pages, with 3 resources to justify your responses, the first thing you're covering is, should U.S. civil rights laws apply to companies that are operating internationally? So you're allowed to express your opinion here on this issue, but I also want actual research on, do civil rights laws apply? Do they apply to everyone that's working there? Do they apply just to U.S. citizens that are working there? Be specific and support with research. Second, I want you to describe a cultural diversity policy. And we are talking specifically about expanding into the Middle East. So make your suggestions specific for what you know about the Middle East, what you can research about the Middle East, what kind of issues might you need to consider. Next, you need to explain the value of understanding the importance of and complying with the other country's legal system. So we've already touched on how are U.S. laws going to apply here, but what is the importance of complying with the foreign countries' laws as well? Then finally, we are working with the assumption here that Americans tend to believe that our own legal system is better than that of most other countries. What are the ramifications of this belief? Make sure that your paper is organized, is easy to follow. I should not be questioning where your response is for each of these. So make it clear, make it supported with research. If you have questions, please let me know.